Welcome on in and gather round, gang. It's time for some more Total War Warhammer 3. We're here for the start of a brand new Slaanesh campaign. Thank you all so much for stopping on by, and huge thank you to Creative Assembly for providing me here with the early access I need to show you all Tides of Torment and all of the arriving FLC early. That way you all can decide if this is a content pack you want to pick up for yourself. Let's dive right on in. So we're going to be playing as the Masque of Slaanesh today. So I was actually deciding whether or not to make this a stream campaign or a full-on let's play through the normal video means, and I was having so much fun that I decided this is what we shall do. So, gonna watch. This is like such a cool pre-battle screen here. And then everyone dies. She's so great. So the Masque of Slaanesh, the cursed maiden's steps carry her through the Lustrian jungles where foes, both mortal and demonic, servants of order and chaos, will dance at her cue. Everyone is going to dance, and this is going to be a much less diplomacy-based Slaanesh faction, where Dakari loves diplomacy. The Masque likes beating your face in and making you dance with her. It's great. So we're the Cursed Troop, of course. We're going to start with some Exalted Demonettes, very dangerous unit. A couple of normal Demonettes. The Heartseekers of Slaanesh, kind of the second to last tier of our cavalry there. We've got some normal Seekers, and then the Seeker Chariots. So we've got a very demon-focused army here, and the Masque is all about our demons. So I'm going to try to make this campaign mostly focused around demons. I do adore the new Druki Anointed Heroes so much, though, that we're probably going to bring them in, at least a couple of them in for our... I'm going to cut because I also realized, while it looks great, it's also incredibly loud, so I likely was having to shout over it. So for our faction effects here, we have access to the Eternal Dance, allowing armies to assemble dances to gain powerful buffs, army abilities, and rituals. And that's for all of your lords. We'll see how potent this is in a moment. Casualty replenisher rate plus 10% for all of our demonic infantry, cavalry, and chariots. That's for all armies. Yeah, you did hear that right. Plus 2 capacity for Alluresses, global and recruitment duration -1 for Demonettes and Exalted Demons, so you get them even faster. Lord effects, wound recovery time for the Masque is -3 turns, extra 15% physical resistance for all of our Demonettes and Exalted Demonettes. You can see what she buffs up. It's these ladies. And then we have -50, or 25% rather, upkeep for all of our Demonette units. Finally, she has the ability Dance of Dreaming, which is an activated kind of stance effect, which deals damage to all around her and drops leadership by 6. We're not going to just go full Doom stack of Exalted Demonettes, but you can bet your buckets they're going to make up the majority of our army with how cheap they are and how much resistance they get. Let's dive right on in, but first, our map. We begin over in Lustria, starting against the Bloodhall Coven. And then for the Masque's lore, we have the Masque of Slaanesh, was once the Demonette held in the greatest regard by Slaanesh for her dancing skill. It was this that what doomed her, as he perceived a slight where there was none in her attempt to soothe him, with a performance following a terrible defeat. The power of the Masque's curse, to dance endlessly enacting Slaanesh's story, past and future, allows her to recreate events as far back as her god's birth, as well as those yet to come. Any who survive these visceral manifestations are left with the scantest memories of what truly occurred, seeing only the ruin and death around them, and feeling only the bone-weary agony of a body pushed beyond its limits. Meanwhile, and elsewhere, the Masque dances on. So she does. Our effects are going to be very hard, Actually, I want to go ahead and bump this up to... We won't get any cool slow-motion attacks without having it on very hard, so you know what that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to get some good slow-motion stuff, because Slaanesh battles are so fast, that otherwise it's going to be hard to actually see some of the carnage we're unleashing. Another cut as I trip over my words, we're going to keep the AI stats modifier set to neutral, and that way all of the units in game keep their identity intact, and if we're starting to fight with say we start a fight with another squad of Slaanesh, and our Demonettes brawl with theirs, we want that to be a coin flip as to whichever wins without tactics or other buffs or skills being added to the mix. With all that said, let's dive right into our Masque of Slaanesh campaign.
An opulent performance to crush all pillars of order.
Pillars of order and the other pillars of chaos as well. Our path to glory is as follows. The Accursed Troop. Empower lords and armies in combat with the Eternal Dance, which is up here, we'll get to that in a moment, granting them with powerful unit effects, attributes, and army abilities. We win battles to maximize our tempo and complete dances to their finales. The Reckoning, for access to powerful rituals to use against the masked enemies. We'll be taking our forces into areas of sufficient Slaanesh corruption to raise up disciple armies to support our invasions. A quick cut as one of the plagues of Lustria attacked me there, sending me into an aggressive coughing fit. So we'll be defeating enemies and performing successful hero actions to give enemy characters gifts of Slaanesh that can impose negative effects upon them and can earn us more followers. And then lastly, we interact with human, elf, or beastmen factions in various ways to build up seductive influence over them, which can eventually lead to vassalization, which either this is broken for the Slaanesh, or for the Masque, or it just doesn't work for her and she's not meant to be seducing people in that way. Either way, we've got our first mission, taking down the Bloodhall Coven, which they already had a hard time of things, and now there's another army here to send them on their way. The Masque is being added to Lustria. It makes the Lustria Bowl even scarier. So we've got the Masque and Skulltaker right next to each other. So the Demonat booster and the Bloodletter booster. We also did realize we need to come back in here and turn our music back on. That got deactivated while recording other videos. We'll apply that. And, oh yes, for any who might be curious about our graphic settings, here's what we're rolling with. Pause that if you'd like to give a little bit more of a look through. I'm going to go ahead and move off in 3, 2, 1. Alright, what to begin with here? We've got an Alluress, so that's one of our 2 additional. Yeah, you look like a nightmare troll doll with a snake tongue. Awesome. You are cunning, as one would be. Poison attacks, 10 more melee defense, and then ambush success chance plus 25%. That's pretty awesome. The Alluresses did receive a little bit of a rework too, where they have now these kind of 3 choices. Before they definitely had the Locus of Grace, Swiftness, and Beguilement, but now we have further dedication options where we can go for the Song of the Demonette, which will give our Demonettes and Exalted Demonettes more charge bonus and missile resistance, and we're going to see if this stacks up and how many times we can make it stack. 4 charge bonus and 5% missile resist can get out of hand depending on how many we layer these, so we'll see. We also have Wheels of Discord, which grants her Frenzy and then all of your Demonic Chariots Frenzy. Just terrifying sounding. And then Hypnotic Glamour is the most tame, granting Ward Save and Vanguard deployment. Yes, such. I don't think anything else here, though, is different about your Alluresses. They were already a very scary hero. They didn't need a lot of help. They can get mounted on a Demonic Steed now, though, which is probably what we're going to do, either Demonic Steed or our Exalted Seeker Chariot. There's now no reason for the normal Seeker. It is an efficient blender. You go join up with the Masque, and we'll go ahead and take a look at what the Masque has to offer as well. If any are more looking forward to the battles, I'm going to try to put in timestamps. If I don't, please shout at me in the comments. That way I can be forced to remember. For our traits we've already looked through, let's take a look at our skills here. Hates Corn and Elven Grudge right off the bat, so we have more missile resist fighting elves and more melee attack. And then more weapon strength and melee attack when facing Khorne. At rank 13, we shall unlock Irresistible Eagerness. The sooner the foes are engaged, the sooner their bodies will become part of the dance, if only for a little while. That grants the Masque Vanguard deployment, and the same for all of our Demonettes, which more variety and more choices when deploying is always better. We've got the Kanzon of Caging here at rank 12, a tantalizing snippet of a song no one else can hear, an enticing movement just out of the corner of one eye. What was I meant to be doing again? That grants her the ability to drop enemy movement range in her province, so if you start in her province, you will not escape. We have more replenisher rate, and then the ability Kanzon of Caging, which is our secondary stance here, which states we get more speed, missile resistant, enemies lose speed and stamina. So good for getting into combat. Mutually exclusive with the Dance of Dreaming and the Waltz of Lethargy. Second trait here, or second ability, is Entrancing Arabesque. A tapestry of twisting bodies is a sight to behold, amidst the chaos of battle, or a sight cunningly hidden from the eye, should the dancers wish it so. That grants her charmed attacks, so anyone that gets hit is going to lose melee attack. Same thing for your normal Demonettes. This is a contact effect that's normally only on your Exalted Demonettes. This gives you a reason to field quite a few of these lesser Demonettes as well, at least in the early game. We'll have even more ambush defense chance, and then the slippery ability for the Masque, so she's harder to hit and can move even faster. Riders of Dissolution comes next, so nothing pretends an epic set piece like a mighty cavalry charge, though the riders in question have proven themselves famously unruly, but well-orchestrated chaos is still part of the performance. Now we get extra attack for demonic cavalry, faction-wide cavalry and chariots, extra charge bonus for them faction-wide, and then vigor loss reduction as well, so they'll fight longer, fight harder, and charge more aggressively. And that being faction-wide is all the better. They busted, but it's not. It's incredibly strong. Rigorous precision. The Chaos of Battle can often sand off the edges of precise material. This flavor text proving way harder to read than I anticipated. The Chaos of Battle can often sand off the edges of precise martial choreography. But if there is a place where the Masque's perfect honed, deadly movements thrive, it is that chaos. That grants us melee attack, bonus infantry, and then heroic killing blow. Everyone's having a bad time. She becomes just a stronger duelist as we go on here. Next, we have the Alluring Pace. Once the most favored of the demonettes, the Masque can turn her kind into a blood-spattered bacchanalian troop with a mere flick of her wrist. This makes our demonettes and exalted demonettes even scarier, with 12 bonus infantry, 12% more speed, and then frenzy, as if they weren't strong enough. Demonettes, they already are, or at least were, the most cost-effective, strongest infantry in a one-on-one duel. This makes it even more scary. Lastly, we have the Waltz of Lethargy. Actually, no, there's even one past. So the Waltz of Lethargy is the next one. We've got a stance that is going to increase her and any allies' melee attack while dropping enemies. Not a bad one, but not as exciting as either of the other two. And then Vigor in battle for enemy armies. They all are going to start winded. How do you beat the Masque once she's leveled up? That's insane. And then we've got Cursed Zeal. After the Waltz of Lethargy, we have an additional skill. This grants our dances more range, so currently they are at, I think, 35 meters. So that'll be boosted by 30%. And doing their roughest and fastest of mass, this basically just gives you 10 more meters, so it goes up to 45 meters on the dances, which is really not bad. We also gain Soul Scent, so bonus damage and melee attack as enemies are fleeing, perfect vigor so we never get tired, and then perfect vigor for all of our demonettes that are high ranked. Did the demonettes need any more bonuses? No, they definitely didn't, but here they are. And we are thrilled. And see, this is not the only places we can boost them either, because we have these eternal dances. If you'd like to kind of read on through, you can let you pause. I'll kind of scroll. No real... That's it for her unique skills, though. She's pretty much just a normal Slaanesh lord besides, so now we're on to her unique mechanic, the Eternal Dance. So we shall select from one of these 3 dances here, which once we finish all of them, we will unlock the final dance. But we select a dance to perform. We build up our tempo by winning battles, conquering settlements, and then being in different stances on campaign. And as soon as our tempo rises, we choose the dance's steps to gain their powers. We'll see that in just a moment. And then once the maximum tempo is reached, the finale of the dance, the Reckoning, will be unlocked, allowing the dance's completion, and then you get a special ability based on whatever that dance is. So we are going to take a look here. We have first the Pageant of Pain. The dance theme is this tableau of spasmodic movements, tells the story of one of Slaanesh's great victories over Khorne. Vicious and reckless movements make up attacks, with increased damage at the cost of survivability, encouraging swift victories over slow and resistant foes. Which sounds the best against the Drugi, doesn't it? The dance effects immediately are going to be more experience gain plus 15%, and then we will have these choices over here, which I'll just kind of mouse over briefly. As we increase our tempo, and as you hit these different levels, then you will unlock these skills. You select one of them, but you can switch them off at any time too, which is pretty awesome. So a Barbed Grasp, Lithe and Deadly, Carved with Care, and a Manic Rush for the first one. Second tier being Madness and Revelry, Unfettered Desire, Insurmountable Sensation, which this is the strongest one by far, at least in my opinion. Glorious Charge and a unit mass. Glorious Charge and Devastating Flanker together is busted. And then we have Give Then Take, which is what it is. Third tier we have the Divestment. Start unlocking some army abilities up here. Descent into Dissolution, good against flyers. Murderous Libations, for an army buff, a heal, and a buff at the same time, a massive buff. And then lastly we have the Bitter End, which is chain direct damage, will spread to 4 units and blast them with a bit of damage. And it will execute units in combat below 20% hit points. So if as soon as they drop below that threshold, you drop the Bitter End, and now you don't have to worry about 4 separate units. Once you get all the way up to the max tier here, you get the Flow of Desire, which states enables the targeting of an enemy army in the local region to receive the Silenced attribute and reduce their ammunition by 100%. And as far as I've seen, I'm pretty sure that's permanent. So until you kill that army in battle, they will have this Silenced attribute, which is terrifying. Moving on to the next dance, though, the Symphony of Excess. This dance looks to the future, foretelling the caging of the insolent trickster god Loek. Embrace the suffering of the elves through live movements, effective against raged armies. They can also boost spells to grind down enemies before the euphoric crescendo of a charge. This will grant us a larger budget for our seduction, as well as a reduction in how much it costs to steal units from our enemies. We'll also have this set of traits here, so a Foolish Flight, Stray Path, the Shadows Shiver, and the Scent carries. Second tier is the Pursuer's Ruse, which just seems awful. 10% less leadership is awesome, but winded the entire time? No thanks. An Awareness of Appetite gives us Feasting on Fear. A Ravening Urgency is Relish the Pain for all units. 66% more damage, and then Pleasure of the Chase gives us Euphoric Contact Effect, forcing everyone to rampage. Oh yes, for all of our monsters units, lords, and heroes. Once we get to the 3rd tier, that's when we start unlocking our army abilities, and we get the Master's Pleasure, the Consuming Waltz, the Unmasking, or the Inescapable Defeat. This one is my favorite of the bunch, which grants all of your units a passive where as soon as a enemy unit drops below 50% hit points, they get a one-time 30 to 60 damage for 12 seconds and they lose 16 leadership. Time to run so we can give chase. Once you hit max tempo here, we get the Path to Nowhere, which enables the targeting of an army to teleport them to a random nearby location. The Path to Nowhere. They just teleport randomly nearby. It can be both very good, or if it teleports them into your territory behind your armies, it can be very, very bad. Very interesting one, this one. Our 3rd dance is the Burning Bacchanal, a purifying choreography that foretells the purging with fire of the Gardens of the Fly Lord, Nurgle. Survivability is eternal through these rapturous twists and turns, which boost armor, defense, and resistances, providing advantages against heavy-hitting foes at the cost of a diminished offense. This will grant us more heals, and then these effects here. Glamour upon the Roots, Ward Save, melee defense at Parting of the Vines, armor for the Safe Path, and each of these are going to have a debuff for your army as well. And then the Fire Sparks of Malice. This, I think, is my favorite. Flaming attacks for the whole army and fire resist of this set of buffs, that is. Then for the 2nd tier, we have Taming of the Bowers, which will give us Vanguard, Seeds of Sensation, heals as enemies die nearby, seems strong. Quicken Step is resistance. And then a Coy Invitation grants us Stalk and Spell Resistance. Yeah, no, you heard right, Stalk for an entire army of Slaanesh. 3rd tier is our army abilities. We get Basking in Our Flame, or our Ambiance. We've got the Effulgent Incense, more heals and fatigue. We got a Joyous Deliquescence, make your units invulnerable. And then we have Frozen on the Pyre. We've got 3 hexes of negative 40 melee defense, negative 60 armor, can't move, and you lose all of your charge bonuses. Very good at deleting heroes or any large targets in a hurry. Once you hit max tier, you'll get the Dance of Dunces, which enables the target of an enemy settlement to damage their garrison and just generate you some devotees. really good in a hurry. Do we get to see what this one's about, too? Oh, good. We get to see the final dance. Like I said, I'll try to make sure we have timestamps for any who just want to get into the action right away and who are not interested in reading all about what the Masque is about here. So for the final dance, we've got the most violent of dances depicts the final battle of Twilight and Twilight of the Gods. Ron Kadanra. An advanced arrangement when only a climactic ending will do. These masterful movements are saved for the most difficult battles against larger and more powerful foes, which means you use them all the time to dropkick everyone. This will grant us more winds of magic and magical item drop chances from battles, so we'll be able to steal more goodies and empower our heroes and lords. First here we have the choreography. Resistance when attacking, less when defending. The players, more weapon strength and cost of defense. Costumes, less armor, more speed. And then the stage, 12. Bonus fee large for the entire army. You lose speed, but who needs speed? Second tier here we have the weakening of minds, or the weakening winds rather, which causes all of our units to cause the dampening effect, reducing magic resistance and removing magical attacks, as well as losing their melee defense. Devoted Dancers is giver of glory for lords and heroes, allows them to boost up our units even further, their survivability and their stamina. We've got More Than Desire for Soul Scent and less leadership. And then we've got More Than Sensation to give all of our infantry, cavalry, and chariots immunity to flanking, and then all of our monstrous units, lords and heroes, 20 more bonus fee large. Starting to see what I put together in my Masque of Slaanesh battle. We also have the Matterless Earth here for our army abilities once we hit tier 3. That is a wind spell. The Airless Fires is an imbuement that is going to drive enemies mad, while also boosting up your damage and giving you unyielding assault. We've got Burning Waters for the Euphoric Contact effect, which again makes enemies rampage. We get more splash attack power, melee attack, and bonus fee infantry. This one is crazy strong. And then we have the Solid Airs, which was harder to say than it should have been. This is a Vortex spell, which is just... it's fun to watch. It's a cool little animation there. Final act for your the final dance is the Ending Without End. Enables the targeting of an army to force them to go on rampage, attacking everything in their path until succumbing. I have not seen what this one does, so hopefully we'll get to show that off together. That is everything your Masque of Slaanesh is going to be doing. We can go ahead and select our dance. Oh, also, once you finish the dances, you will get these different benefits for your entire campaign. So, Pageant of Pain will give us more tempo increase, income from raiding, income from sacking and looting. We'll get more growth, construction cost reduction for buildings, and income from buildings with the Symphony of Excess, which is probably the one we're going to start with. And then the Burning of Bacchanal is attrition reduction, wound recovery, and replenishment, which is pretty good. Finally, the final dance is going to be recruitment cost reduction for all of our armies, global recruitment duration, and global recruitment capacity, allowing us to finish off the entire world. So let's jump on in here.
His testament speaks.
We'll grab that Symphony of Excess. Ooh, you know what? I have a different idea. So I want the Masque to rank up really quickly, so we're going to go ahead and give her the Pageant of Pain. Start that up. We start with only 100 tempo, and you have to build that up through fighting. And then we'll have our secondary lord get the growth dance going, because you can have multiple dances going on different lords at the same time and finish them at the same time and get those bonuses. It's pretty great. On to our first battle. We've got Vlandwyl of the Blood Hall Coven, and my voice is trying to leave, so I'll go ahead and jump us into the battle. We don't really need to steal any of these units. It would make things easier, but let's save our money and put down some Dark Elves to the fray. Alright, jump cut because we lost the battle horribly. Or because the lady was wanting to chat for a bit and I needed to hop up and have a discussion. There are no new units here outside of the Masque herself, so let's go ahead and take a quick look. And yes, even though her model looks like this, the Masque has always been referred to as a she. Has some really cool idle animations too. That being my favorite, where she kind of swirls the Masque and it glows pink for a moment, and then she has kind of the one that reminds me of the Jack Nicholson. One of the... man, it's slipping my mind right now, but you'll know it when you see it. Come on, Masque, work with me. She's not having it, is she? Only thing that I might like to see changed is a bit more fluidity between the dances, where sometimes it just kind of looks a little bit like that, looks a little bit jarring. Well, she'll do the animation when I'm not paying attention. That's what's going to happen. Second we pull away here. Well, we're not going to worry about it. Let's get to the battle. We'll see that animation at some point. It's like a little spin and just kind of a goofy pose. Either way, Demonettes in the Masque are going to be our main front line here. Exalted Demonettes deployed way off on the flanks, with the other Demonettes doing the same. We need chariot lines to roll through with our chariots. Cavalry will flank with aggressively, so get up on top of this kind of bluff here, and then you Heartseekers can go hide in the woods over here. No one need know. Let's do this.
Endlessly contorting his pleasure.
I guess no ability for us to actually channel. Did they take away the channeling effect now? And this is how she gets around her having to dance all the time while she's running. It's a kind of running dance. Yeah, it definitely makes sense. Yeah, she has to be absolutely exhausted. Great, that's why we get perfect vigor later on. Alright, Masque. Who needs to die? We've got some dread spears there. That's not our main target. Move over here into the woods. You do the same. Dodge, 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 dodge. Alluress, you go wide at Demonettes. Soon. We can kind of dance around them with this. Get the damage going. Alluress legs. Take him out.
The Prince of Chaos.
The whip goes through. That's 100% armor piercing too. It's a devastating attack. Our Demonettes might be attacking the wrong targets. Whoops. Make the thing a little bit more damage. Get in there, get in there. Cavalry, chariots, get to work. Get a slow-mo charge as the steeds arrive. Strider means, guess what? You're not safe in the woods. Oh, they're already gone. Go through to the next unit. Why Slaanesh is so terrifying. You want to you actually do want to drag people into the woods and then just do this to them. It's a camping trip they'll never forget. Glorious. Everyone is fighting, correct? Good, good, good. Let's have the chariots come back through.
Masque of Slaanesh.
Absolutely annihilated them because the Exalted Demonettes are very scary. The Masque has caught this poor Dreadlord. Her entire force is down. Or is this a male Dread? I always got a crossbow, so it's a male Dreadlord. Awesome looking. They've gone for the more kind of ethereal combat effects with the blades and the more recent characters for the past. It's been a couple of DLC now, but it looks awesome. Poor guy meets his maker quite quickly. Don't worry, friend. We'll introduce you to Slaanesh personally. After a little bit of fun. And as you can see there, we definitely didn't need to steal any other units. If we did steal some of these Dark Shards, it just would have been even more brutal, because we would have let them sit up front and blast in first, and then take all that damage, and our Slaanesh units could have moved in. Slaanesh is so scary strong that sometimes it feels oppressive.
Do a reverence, my dancers.
Exactly. Vlandwil now has a lovely gift, and I think he will be our first vassal. So we need to do this a little bit differently, where we sack the Pillars of Unseen Constellations here, unless it forces us to take it. Okay, so we have to take it then. Well, we'll go ahead and conquer the Wellsprings and then make them our vassal through there. That way we can continue to benefit from our devotees. Favor and the Potion of Speed. Seems good for Slaanesh. Extra speed on top of our, what do we have right now, 70? So that would give us 7 more speed. How exciting.
I dance his story.
Rapid Ruination, Inspiring Presence, or Root Marcher. Alright, looks like I was muted for a moment. We'll go ahead and grab Route Marcher first here, and then come on over to Zane and pick up training for extra experience gain.
His testament speaks.
Disciple Army. They are stronger the more Slaanesh corruption you have in the area, so we don't want to go for the Disciple Army just yet. But yeah, no, it doesn't look like we actually influence the same way. So let's go find, like, the Jade Court. There's no seduction bar there. There's not one here on Midland either. So it doesn't look like we have the same thing that Nikari does. Or, it's just not working as intended. Oh, it looks like we do start with a cult up here in Corcel, which has a devotee enticement building. Nice. And what else do we have? Oh, one at Karak Azul, too. Don't mind if I grab some more devotees, then. Oh, pain for pleasure. This one lasts for 6 turns. Good to get going right before we leave. So we'll basically pop it after we conquer the pillars. That way we can heal from the damage, and we have 5 turns to make use of it.
The twirl of torment.
Alright, Bloodhall Coven, we are not going to go for any auto-resolves because Slaanesh, even if it says decisive, we're going to lose half of our infantry because... Oh, hang on now, here's some seductive influence. So maybe it's just not showing up in the main... in the main diplomacy for some reason, which would ensue that it's likely bugged. We need none of these units to fight. Let's take them down. Alright, so we still have our formation. That's perfect. Begin the battle. We'll have the cavalry go aggressively wide.
Despair or death. Only grace matters.
Only grace matters.
Endlessly contorting.
Dance of Dreaming, and we'll just go ahead and have you charge right into those bleak swords. All the demonettes and our chariots roll right on in. And we'll just go ahead and give them targets as well. Kill them all. We don't want to give the chariots attack orders just yet. They'll get them in a moment. Although, I can probably hit these dark shards with a combo here that they won't soon forget. Keep moving in. And then the ones that are trying to move into the mask first, let's go ahead and just drop the whip through there. Crack. Blend through. Slow motion chariot charges. Goodbye, Dark Elves. They're gone. You can see these poor Dark Shards also. And then any that have already been knocked over get to get cut down by these Seekers. Absolutely devastating. Let's keep the Seeker Chariots moving. You didn't bring enough elves. Some of the Seekers get a little bit overzealous, charge into the next line, and yeah, no, it's a pretty quick, swift, easy victory. Where auto-resolve would have killed a good half of our infantry. We've got some new playthings to round up. Catch you in a moment. Another decisive victory, granting us 200 more tempo, some gold, and some experience. Excellent work. We'll go ahead and loot and occupy. Indeed. We're up to 420. What a sacred number. Probably not for Slaanesh so much, although he is the Prince of Sensations. We have hit the first tier. Excellent. So we can select our first gift. At least our first, what are these called? I don't know, movements of the dance. So we've got Barbed Grasp for attack. I'm thinking we're just going to go ahead and pick up... Oh yeah, extra bonus V infantry. Carve with care, the Core Knights spittle some fervor. Provides an edge. They're lowliest zealots. Zeal is crass for our tastes, but we have edges to spare. So much edge. Bonus VV for the whole squad allows us to cleave through these lads and a U1 bow a little bit easier.
Music never ending.
And we'll go ahead and pick up Slaves to Excess for more casualties captured post-battle.
Whimsical tableau.
And then we'll go ahead and recruit our secondary lord here, which, while I would like to pick up a Herald of Slaanesh, the Chaos Lord of Slaanesh is a brand new lord type, so let's go ahead and use one of them. Well, not the Chaos Lord, the Sorcerer Lord, rather. So we've got Mercy of the Iron Skin, Volric of the Scaled Skin. None of these are amazing. Iron Skin, though, for the extra unit mass would be great. Extra experience gain is not bad. We're going to go ahead and pick up Jaeger of the Dark Fury.
Sorcerer Lord of Slaanesh.
And then we can select his dance as well, and he is going to go for the Symphony of Excess. Perform this dance, sir. And then, as I said, you can go ahead and have your different stances will affect your tempo in different ways, either negatively or positively, as you can see here. Raiding is going to grant tempo, ambush is going to lose it. Going into March stance also will allow you to increase tempo, so that's what we're going to do here. Staying in a settlement makes you lose tempo no matter what, so nothing we can do about that. We'll simply go ahead and recruit up one more Demonette and then a squad of Furies. Sounds good to me. Although, actually, what's funny, the Furies being the same cost as the Demonettes, we're just going to grab more Demonettes. That is way scarier in just about every occasion.
Of past and future.
Dimensional Tear. Yeah, since we are all about demons, we're going to keep it on the Dimensional Tear side for now. And then we will pick up the Crystalline Pool for more growth. Alright, we want to go ahead and send our lads to the Pleasure Arena, a Pleasure Hunt, or a Pleasure Party. It's going to cost us some gold, but 50 growth is hard to pass up on.
Prelude to pleasure.
Exactly. And then we give the Masked Squad the whip. That way they can reach the Eternity Springs, hopefully next turn, no problem. Pleasure is slow, cower, and death, and as you can see, our technology for Slaanesh here has been a bit overhauled. So we have Sensations. The technologies in this section are focused on improving your economy, construction, recruitment, and campaign-related capabilities. Then you have the Disciples tab. Technology in this section are focused around improving your military strength. So you've got, of course, your military side, where you can go through your demons on the top portion, and then your mortals on the bottom, and some pretty good upgrades in here. We've got Beast Breaker ammo for the Marauders. We've got just more melee attack weapon strength, things like Unyielding Assault for your Demonettes. Speed for Seekers, you've got things like extra bonus of infantry for all of your chariots. Fields of Torment grants your Furies, Fiends, and Champions Frenzy. So there is some insane stuff in the this tech tree. Replenishment, Blood God's Disgust is more defense when facing Khorne and more hate for Khorne. Armor for Beasts. I'll go ahead and mouse through most of these, and if you'd like to take a look at any one with a little bit more detail, go ahead and give it a pause. Oh wow, 15 more bonus VLRs for Soul Grinders. Yes, that seems completely fine. Demon Wave for more upkeep production for demons, then Mortal Obsession doing the same. And then Keepers of Secrets. Literally just upgrades your Keepers of Secrets, that makes sense. Different bound spells, more bound spells, and then recruit rank, armor piercing damage, charge bonus, all sorts of good stuff. Or your Sensations. The first perfume is always going to be one that is focused on your faction, and is usually going to be unique. So, for ours here, we've got Blissful Coquetry, I believe is how you pronounce that, granting us a pleasurable act resource cost reduction by 30%. We have Lithe Improvisation, which is going to grant us tempo transferization upon dances, switching dances. So once you complete a dance, you can, let's see if it'll show us here.
He demands it.
Once you complete a dance, I don't really want to perform this, but let's see if it'll show us what the debuff is and not actually switch it, please. There we go. So if you switch dances, the Pageant of Pain is going to be unavailable for 5 turns, so whichever one you were just using. It's also going to trigger a dissonance effect, having the tempo gain for 1 turn. And then 10% of your accumulated tempo is going to be transferred to the new dance, so you are going to keep some of your tempo, but you can boost this up through different means, obviously through your skills and through your tech tree. We are not going to be switching this dance, but that's what you do as you finish them or as different situations are occurring. You can switch between the different dances and movements to best fit your situation. So we are going to start with the Prince's Protection there, giving all of our demonic units 5% more physical resistance. And then we're going to pick up the Frustrated Affinity, which will give our Demonettes missile block chance, so they actually have a shield, and then more melee defense too.
It will come.
Embrace your vices and no Slaanesh. Oh, we can't quite reach Maywin. How lucky you are. However, I would like to keep our tempo up for the Masque. So can you reach their territory in any kind of stance that gives us tempo?
Flow like heady wine. Bound
We
by
don't want to
past
raid.
and future.
Spending a turn channeling is probably not a bad call either. We do lose some tempo, but we are going to pick up Winds of Magic, where if we hit above a certain threshold here, we'll gain more movement range, chance for our demons to come back after they are killed in battle, and then more speed. Then Jaeger here will have set to recruiting.
Much to see.
Much to see.
I have other endeavors.
Oh, I'm sure, but you're going to do what I say. Because of how cheap she makes demonettes, we still probably just want more of those.
Twirl of torment.
We'll grab 2 demonettes through him, and then they will be cheaper once we add them to the Masque's army. Sweet, that's all for this turn. We shall pass. This blend, so subtle as to be almost scentless, carries in head, heart, and soul the same note, that of the Dark Prince's voice, humming his grace.
His testament speaks.
Indeed, we've got a potion of speed, which we're going to go ahead and give to the Masque.
Dance his story.
Zane, we shall grant you stronger lash of Slaanesh.
My mask is his mirror.
And then, should we go ahead and upgrade the Dimensional Tear here, or wait? The Blood Hall. Let's go ahead and wait. We've also got a new unholy manifestation, the Carnival of the Damned. Read a Slaanesh cult in the target settlement, and upon completion, they lose growth and gain some corruption. Well, that's crazy. Who wants a carnival? Ooh, we could give it to Walotl. Weakening Corn seems like a good idea. Let's prepare that of the Jade Dragon.
Never conquered.
Never conquered, huh? You're about to find out, won't you? Let's go ahead and get more devotees. More devotees allows us to go ahead and proliferate cults later on, too. Since all we can really do with them is grant ourselves armies or proliferate cults.
I cannot refuse the part.
No, you can't. Masque, get in there. Let's do some damage.
Pain.
Los Victory says this will at least be a fun one. They have a mage. Will she be able to do anything? That's going to be the question.
Okay.
Okay. Marcus also moving in to fight these Skaven here. In fact...
This bow has killed your kind before.
Oh, I doubt that highly. I'll join you in your war with Skaven.
Agreed.
Just for some gold. And to keep you off my back for a moment. And then Jade Dragon. I'll join you in your war with the Blue Vipers. And you will stay off my back for a second. Excellent. I think the plan is we cut down the Bretonnians and then get rid of Khorne. And then we fight the Jade Dragon, who should already be in a brawl with the Lizardmen up there. That's the idea.
Dance.
Their last dance. 4 turns there. The missile block chance is going to be nice. It's only 10% though, so it's really not much. Let's go for the Blissful Coquetry. That way we can get our incessant dance going. Extra tempo from kills. Tempo cost for change. Oh, you do lose some for changing dance step choices. And then tempo transfers, we get up to 25% of it transferred. That's pretty good. Reduce units budget, and then devotees for every turn that we're performing a dance. Wow, that's strong. I think we'll get this one and then extra tempo, and then come on over to grab more growth and more growth. I think there's a double up more growth here. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of the Dark Elves, maybe.
to further his tale.
Either way, let's conquer some more Druki. Alright, deployments begin. I'm not going to change much other than we will just kind of have these units layered up a bit. Like so. Though we still have our chariot lines, and we have backup for both sides. No reason not to deploy you as far up as possible, stress those Druki out. And let's do this.
Masque of Slaanesh, the rhythm of a
Say, where should we attack them from? Probably
rising suddenly.
over here. We'll have them walk, because they will still be fast. Fast even while walking. You do the same, get up into here, and then we'll have the other... Yeah. Slowly and steadily we march. But it's still a very, very quick march. If you were on your demonic steed, I might send you in. Reinforcements of arrival, have you run on over, because I don't really care if you get tired. Then we can take a look at our new Sorcerer Lord as well. Got the kind of Greco-Roman motif. These are actually one of the most dangerous Sorcerer Lords, at least in my opinion. They have all sorts of ways to even combat other of their own kind here. They've got Soporific Musk, they've got really decent stats, and then they have the Infernal Puppet, so if you're casting around them, you're going to have a higher chance of that blowing up in your face, and then they can silence you twice. How are you supposed to cast spells around a Celestial Sorcerer? It's not working. Let the chariots walk. A mask. Let's go ahead and get straight in there.
The aesthetics are lethal.
The aesthetics are lethal.
Flesh is my canvas.
Flesh is my canvas.
Death through sensation.
You're circling.
Torture's sweet kiss. The deepest blush.
You charge directly into that front line.
Amazing death. Sin
Break them.
gravity.
And then the back line we'll go ahead and bring up almost. Chariots in.
Demonettes obey.
Oh, I popped the wrong ability. Oh well. It works out.
Bend to our will.
Delicious.
That's gonna be your target there. No, I see you trying to hide. It's just not gonna work. You're not braced, so we can charge right through you.
Deliver unto Slaanesh.
Whip that right through. That's so many Dark Elves.
Discordant warrior.
Oh, the damage. And the chariots wrap up and finish them off. Backline Demonettes, get in there. As if we needed them. Let's go ahead and stop any of those spells you're trying to cast, thanks. Beat him up, charge them in, chariots come into these spears here. Find a flank and break it. Chariots are a bit stuck. That's a lot of elves all in one spot. With very minimal damage on our side. A beheaded elven sorceress. More souls to offer the Dark Prince. Another glorious win. We're only 5 of our weakest fall, and apparently 2 of them were Exalted Demonettes. That's too bad for them. 418 tempo, though, which is just glorious, and then we subjugate them for 400 more. Although we go ahead and sack it first. Yeah, sack the settlement. And then turn around and claim it, or at least vassalize them, for 400 more. You have no choice, you're helping me whether you want to or not. Can I have you mark this person?
Mother of the dark
Or is that going to cause us problems? Well, let's not. That might cause us too many problems. That's that, though. Masque, let's go ahead and put you in. March chance to continue to build up even more. And then we can go ahead and drop into an camp and grab some demonettes. Well, we can't really afford them. Our economy right now needs some help. Where conquering the Wellsprings would have been definitely good for our economy. 4 turns. I think we just wait. Our choices are Foster Cults, Revels of Eternal Pleasure, Festival of Drinking and Delights, and then Cavalcade of Dark Desires. Let's go for growth.
I dance his story.
Yep, our next foe is most definitely going to be
Changing of
good old Marcus Wolfhard here. The Empire just does not have many answers for Slaanesh. Let's go Inspiring Presence, which we definitely should have done already.
never ending.
And then Blissful Rapture is attack. No, we're going Pavane. That way we can force their missiles into a fight. Phase 1 for 10 seconds just deals damage and drains stamina, and for Phase 2 for 14 seconds they rampage, which really, really good at forcing missiles, like I said, into a fight they don't want to take. I changed my mind. We're going to go ahead and upgrade this now. It's going to take far too long to get the other upgraded. Gold upgrades that we can't go for yet, so we'll just go ahead and pass. Nice. Jungles of Green Mist have been captured, granting us some gold in the obsidian armor. Nice.
His tale must be told.
Not quite into the elevation level yet for our tempo. However, I have a whole plan for dealing with Marcus. He thinks he's safe.
Deviant scion.
But little does he know.
Maledictor.
We're on the way. So you couldn't reach unless you're in March, which I think is what we're going to go for. So Jaeger in March. The Masque, we're going to go ahead and start marching forward. Who all are you with?
The expedition
None right
was
now.
created to destroy.
Yes. Silence. No one cares what you want.
Make this worth my while.
As I say, as I immediately
or
jump
you
in there.
will not
I declare
leave
war on
here
you.
Alive.
Yes.
Think again.
And we're bringing the Bloodhall Coven with us. So like I said, attack. Hit the old backspace right here. And then we use our 300 devotees to summon in a disciple army because we have high Slaanesh corruption here. It's not as high as it could be, but 50's not bad. We get an army. Not bad. It could be stronger, but that's not bad. And then we attack. Close defeat, you say?
Sharp step.
Most privileged.
The rest of the mini-tongued. We bring you into here, and then we'll have Jaeger join as well.
A mere folly.
No, it's not. Come join.
The pleasures undreamt.
We got a whole pleasure party to throw at Spectazuma, and you were invited.
Last dance.
I do wish we had a little bit more tempo. But we shall make do.
Access rate.
Alright, Marcus, what should we steal from you? We have 2,000 gold as a budget. All of your stuff's expensive. Well, fair enough. I think we'll just go ahead and steal one of your huntsmen. Without these, you are going to be suffering. One more battle for today's episode, and it should be quite a good one, where we put down the expedition. They've got 5 wall breaches. Well, good sir, you are in for a bad time. Let's put Wolfhard to the sword. Alright, so here's how you run a siege of Slaanesh. You start deployment. You put all your units in the areas where no one can see them. Find the section of the forest that is invisible.
Bend to our will.
And then put all your units in it. They're in the same spot, game. Come on now.
Sweet kiss.
Like, we know what you're trying. Not today. No, you don't have a choice. I know there's secrets up here. There we go. They can hide there. We're going to go ahead and put the 2 Seeker Cavalry all the way over here. That's where they're going to be worried about. We'll have the Huntsman. Huntsman can hide anywhere, so we'll put them up front. Our demon. Demon-possessed Huntsman.
Demon
Everyone huddle in together.
Pain.
Back into the forest. Pain is a gift. And so we have to hang out, or hold out for 1:58 for one, and then... How long on the other? Probably about the same. Okay, do we care about anyone being in guard mode? No, not really. Let's go ahead and get you in a group. And then our huntsmen are completely expendable. Let's do this. As you can see, the Hunt Marshal Expedition is deployed all on the wrong side. So we can now move in and capture his stuff. Oh, really? The war wagon's over here. That's fun. Chariots move in, and then we'll have our huntsmen that have switched sides go ahead and take this set of walls. Form a ring of steel. They will realize out of nowhere that, oh, hang on now. The woods were full of demons. We will indeed. First target for our pavane is going to be these Boer war wagons.
Extravagant despair.
Alright, they are starting to react now. Which is entirely fine by me. They will not react in time.
My body is the flurry of the winds.
Alright, that's captured. Go ahead and have half the demonettes come up top here, and then the other half can run on up.
Demonettes, obey. Adan.
Or move in like this. The Vane will force this thing to fight us, which is perfect. Just perfect. I have these roll right by. They will unbrace, so we can roll right through them then. Oh, funny how that didn't work like that. Extra speed. Come on, we need that Pavane to hit. They're a mean unit for sure.
Debauched ones.
That combination, though, should be more than too much. Alright.
Sin.
Capture the zone and kind of draw them up the hill. We've got a lot of archers, and we can kind of dodge that. No problem. There go their chariots.
Seekers of Slaanesh. Demonettes.
Back around the corner there, demonettes, and then hunters, you come up top.
Shields up. Demonettes.
Alright, draw them back. Go ahead and grab this squad. Arties come tearing in. Take the gatehouse. Hit this one.
Herald moving.
Dark Enchanter. Right, back on this side, how are we doing? That's the last of his chariots. Let's go ahead and take the top here with you two. And then the demonettes can all charge in here.
There we flit.
Slaughter them.
Slaughter.
Demonettes.
My chariots already got hurt a little bit. Oh, they were fighting the right unit. Okay, cool.
Decadent seekers.
Switch and go over here and help out with these spearmen. Take a wee bit of damage on the way in. We'll help with the gates. Huntsman, you need to mainly focus these spearmen.
At speed. Demonettes.
At speed.
Decadent seekers. I am ready. Inflict
Charge 'em.
exquisite suffering.
Yes. Yes.
Switch a couple of these units over. Let's go for a overcast. Whip through here into a pavane.
Lash.
On these archers, force them to come through.
The discordant choir.
The zone should capture rather quickly.
For my master.
Demonettes aren't doing anything. I'm not sure why.
Bend to our
Charge forward, cut them down.
agonizing,
That's an easy ask.
endless suffering.
Alright, zone captured. Move in.
Masque of Slaanesh.
And the archers are no longer affected by the pavane.
Bringers of joyous degradation.
Charge here. Let's go ahead and bring our huntsmen once again to a new zone.
Swords ready, my craft. Sin and
They're gone. Move up.
beauty.
The aesthetics are lethal.
It was at a normal whip. These guys are low enough tier. There's no reason to get a higher tier one.
Darkest of desires.
Our chariots are in,
Agonizing death.
which is doom for most of you, for sure.
Pain is a gift.
Wall's been conquered.
Exalt and serve.
Wolfart's going for his shots where he can. He's not doing small damage. He's doing alright for himself. Our chariots are having a bad time.
Swing with the slash.
And they're just fighting a bunch of archers.
Slaanesh.
Luscious
Gotta break this
deviant.
front line here.
Delicious.
Reeling in devotion.
In devotion.
Supple servants of Slaanesh.
Trying to locate the chariots we have selected here. Is it one from the reinforcement army or what? Maybe not.
Torture
I bring you through. Mask you as well. Try to get in and attack.
Who can I play with?
Let's profane Erdvig. The two of you together should easily be able to kill Marcus. Not even a threat. They're down. Move up to the next squad.
Sin and depravity.
Keep moving. We'll have the demons in the back line go take out these archers because they're really not a threat.
Pulse of triumph.
Seekers. Sin.
On moving. We're having a hard time getting the mask away from his blob of infantry, which is unfortunate.
Alluress.
Or rather.
The Prince of Chaos rises.
Listen, with Slaanesh, you can be forgiven if you get confused.
Seekers of Slaanesh.
Marcus now brawling with a cavalry he has no chance against. So about that defeat game, what were you saying that we were going to lose this battle? Wolfart's already gone. And Wolfram here is dueling with the Dancing Queen herself. Oh, he looks awesome though, I'll give him that. Style game maximum for this hunter. Good at hunting witches, not good at hunting dancers. It'd be like that sometimes. And we call that a butchery. Decisive. It's not even going to be a heroic one. You said I was going to have losses that battle, AI. What? Where's that talk now? We obliterated them and killed his hunters too. 800 tempo gain for the fight. And Gleaming Pendant's not bad. I would have rather had a Wayfarer banner, but such is the way. We are going to go ahead and... we can use the gems, so we'll go ahead and just occupy.
Of home, empty of
Missile strength, that doesn't help us at all, but we'll take the extra missile resistance for the mask. So let's kill it. Steed of Slaanesh. Yes, you got yourself some more gifts. Enjoy, Marcus. I think you will be another excellent addition to our troop.
Privileged of Slaanesh.
So, Caress, you're already taking damage. Anyways, let's go ahead and send you into March stance
Seek stimulation.
to get directly up into the monument's base for the next turn.
Masque of Slaanesh.
We'll pass out some skills, upgrade our dances, and that's going to be all for today's episode. And thank you all so much for stopping by. We're going to go ahead and pick up the Slaves to Excess for more casualties captured.
Fallen, yet
Give us
graceful.
more tempo, more training as well, and then we'll pick up
Yes.
these two passives for Jaeger of the Festered Heart. Now, you've passed 2 of your steps now, so we can go ahead and get a couple of items. Winds of Magic cost, it makes our lords less armored, spell intensity, and missile block. Let's go ahead and give him spell intensity. Winded. Less leadership for everyone in the region sounds amazing. We won't really be able to take advantage of the rest of these. However, less leadership, the one I was talking smack about, does work when they're rolling around with you as a kind of a secondary bonus
My
lord.
mask is his mirror.
I'm thinking Frenzy is what we're grabbing for the mask. We've got Frenzy, we've got the Berserk passive here. Oh no, what am I saying? We've got Glorious Charge. And 15% bonus mass. Glorious Charge on Demonettes.
Sweet tang of
And how heavy are they now? 92. They're actually lighter than normal units. That's interesting. Lithe and light. Not our chariots. 2,300 mass now. That is lovely. That is going to be, though, all the time we've got for today. That has been only 4 turns in, and this is the amount of danger we can already provide to the field. Just incredible. Thanks all for stopping on by. We'll have another episode here coming on up tomorrow, but I'll see you in the next one.